Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my hand grenade testing range, also known as the garage. It's good to see you. I've introduced Neil before, but there he is again. Neil is in Lisbon right now, and I got an email from him that he almost got stuck in the UK during all this madness, and now he is back in Lisbon, and that's good to know. So hello, Neil. I appreciate your emails, so I thought I'd give you a shout out on my, wildly productive and popular YouTube channel, Ride Victoria, which I rarely do stuff on. But let's get into that. Let's make this long story as short, as painless as possible. So I've been off YouTube for quite some time, like over basically I think 2 years. And that there's a multitude of reasons which we're not going to get into today because there's just so many of them. I have refunded everybody's subscription dollars long time ago, so I don't feel bad. And if you're wondering about that, that's because there are no subscription dollars, so I don't feel too bad about not being able to put content out when everybody wanted it. But that's just life. Life happens. So here we are today, which is, what is it today? March the 23rd. Today is my first day of 14 in isolation. Not because I have a sore throat or I have a fever or I'm achy or anything like that to do with COVID. It's because my son, who is in Hawaii going to school, has come home today because of this whole COVID thing. And so because he's home in the house, we all have to self-isolate. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, can't you just put him in his room for 14 days? I could if he was a small dog and I knew it wouldn't like drive him crazy. But because he's a grown man, you don't want to stick him in a little, 12 by 8 room for 14 days and feed him like outside the door and then run away. So because I'm going to be here for 14 days and I'm not working, obviously, I thought I'd just update you guys on where we are and where the channel stands. Because the channel still exists, obviously, because you're watching it. And I had really big plans for the channel. I know you don't believe me, but it's true! Let me start and tell you the story. Okay, so I can't remember when this plan started, but I think it was back in the summertime? Maybe around there. But me and this me and this other YouTube guy, maybe you've heard of him, Mr. Duff Factor. We were chatting online as we sometimes do. And he had this idea about, what about we do a get together? What would be the opportunity for me? What kind of opportunity would I have to be able to come down there and do some riding? And from this talking, we started working out this plan. It was a pretty awesome plan, actually, that we would create this ride down in Utah, in the southeast Utah, Moab. And we thought we'd just put together this big ride and we'd get all these people there, and then I wouldn't tell anybody that I was coming. Not because I'm special, but people like Tyler from Everride and Kurt, and who else was there involved? Maybe Mr. Rohonek, and a couple other guys that I've always wanted to meet in person would be down there, and so I wanted to kind of hello. And I've never been able to be on any of the rides that have gone on down there in Utah. And so this was going to be my opportunity to come down and meet everybody in person. Because how many rides have you had? 3, maybe 4? And I've just not been able to attend them, mainly because of work and cash, but mostly because of work. Because if I don't work, I don't got no cash. So this was going to be the one, because things were aligning, things were working out. So the plan was that I would take my bike apart, pull the head from my bike, send it down to Damon. Damon would take it to Lindsay Machine Shop. They would rebuild it, get everything happy and great. And we were initially talking about porting, but we ended up changing that in talks with Lindsay, saying that if we ported it, it does increase your horsepower, but it's all at the top end. And Kurt, Mr. Minute Stop, had mentioned on his bike, even though it was ported and had more horsepower, he noticed the bottom end wasn't as brappy as he would like. And so I opted just to have the head rebuilt, and they did a valve job and replaced all the valves and the springs and the retainers and all that good stuff. So it's a completely rebuilt head, just no valve work. So the idea was we'd send that down, which we did in January. Took the bike apart. They've rebuilt it, and then the idea was coming up here in April 14th, I was going to head down with my wife in my truck, got a new Toyota, and we were going to go to Damon's house and tear the bike right apart, pull the engine right out, crack the case, go down to every bearing and seal and all that good stuff, and completely rebuild the bike using also a stroker kit. I think it was a 3mm stroker kit, and the 290 Athena kit to give us up. I think it was up in is it 309 or 310 cc's, plus the new head, and then go to the dyno, tune it, get it all sweet, and then there's some airbox mods that the boys at Lindsay Machine Shop have got worked out, and they've really started to perfect this whole WR build thing. They've got a lot of bikes there from all over North America, including Canada, and so it was going to be all tuned up on the dyno, and then we're going to go back. So we're going to get there on Thursday night, start the engine Thursday night, finish the engine Friday, go in on Saturday and take it in Friday and dyno it. So Thursday night, crack it, build it, Friday morning, finish it, back in the bike, Friday night, dyno, back to Damon's house, do the suspension Friday night, Saturday, and then Monday, go down to Moab and meet everybody and be like, hey, surprise! And then people would be like, oh, they invited him or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how it would go. But, and we had some people, they were all people that were already lined up to go. Like Minute Stop had his tickets, and Jordan, and of course Tyler was going to be there. I think Colorado Dual Sport. I think I can see them. I can see who's the big beard, Dr. Dual Sport, and then several other guys. Plus, I reached out to Meg from Meg Braps to see if she was interested, and she was showing some pretty serious interest, as well as inviting PNW Enduro to come down as well. And so there's going to be a pretty good group of individuals down there, and we're going to be down there for 4 or 5 days, Monday to Thursday, I think. So it was looking pretty sweet. In the meantime, back in Victoria, I ordered a new seat cover and foam from Seat Concepts, installed that, and also I ordered new tire from Fort 9 from my back. The back's actually not too bad for around the street here and everything, but I was thinking, down the desert, I'd want to have some lugs. And then I also ordered a 3-gallon IMS tank for the bike as well. And what else did I order? Oh, I ordered a tank bag, which is not down here at the moment. And what else did I order that was all about this? Oh, I ordered a drone because I thought, man, this is going to be some sweet drone opportunity. So I actually got a Skydio 2, which I've had on order for probably back in the summertime as well. So all these things were coming together, and all the moons and such were aligning. And then come January, when the virus was starting to be reported, and about the end of January, February, I was thinking, oh, what's the chance that this is going to make its way over to North America and we're going to have an issue with it? And sure enough, it did. And we were having conversations online, me and Damon, and I was kind of like, I'm all about hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and I was feeling like the worst might be coming. And sure enough, it came. So we ended up having to cancel it. And then I think a couple days after, Moab reported their first case of COVID-19 and was saying to the general public, don't come down here because we don't have the resources to treat COVID in our little town. So basically shutting things down at that point. So currently I have a bike that is sitting here apart. Can't do anything with it. It's uninsured anyways. I could insure it online, but you know, it's hard to ride around, you know, with just like this. I don't know, I guess I could push it around the neighborhood. The old 280 thumper big bore is here. Bing! And had fully expected not to use that again, but that would appear that it's probably going back on. I don't know, maybe I'll talk to Mr. Duff Factor about cracking open this case and doing it myself, but I'm gonna have to have a no BS assessment from Damon to see if it's something that I want to get into. Like, I'm, you know, mechanically adept. I can take things apart, I can put things back together, but when you start pulling things apart and it starts getting into transmissions and things, it might be just best for me just to leave it alone until I can finally get back down there and we can work on it together. Because he's done, I think this, if he was to do this one, I think it was his third, or I think it might be his fourth WR that he's pulled apart and rebuilt. So Damon knows what's going on, and that's exactly the kind of person you want to have working on your bike if you're doing stuff like that. So I think it's probably just going to sit here, and it could literally be months and months before the bike is up and going. Oh, here's something else I bought. I can't remember whose video this was on YouTube, but he talked about building instead of buying an actual back bag for your bike, he was using a one of those molly sacks that you would have that would attach to the back of a backpack, and then he was using these the rock straps, which are these adjustable straps that then you just strap it to your bag. And I was like, that's awesome. And these were like, I think 16 bucks a piece or something. 15 bucks at SG Power, which is closed right now and probably will be closed like everything else, because tomorrow we're going to be, I think it's a mandatory, everybody's home except for essential services. And of course that is going to play havoc on, like it is already, the economy, which is spiraling down like the Red Baron in his last fight. So it's going to be kind of crappy. Of course, Sunday night I got an email that went out to all the superintendents and the foremen that all jobs were shutting down effective that moment. So today we went to work, got all the guys' tools out and personal effects that they wanted to take with them, and then lock the site up the best as possible for a long-term outage. And so effectively everybody's out of work at this time. My wife's out of work because she's a hairdresser, so you can't do one-on-one stuff. But that's just how it is. That's also the nature of construction, but in this case it's everybody, and so you can't get too boo-hooey about the whole thing because everyone's going through it, and a lot of people are in far harder situations than us at this time. So we you know, you hope for the best and you expect the worst, and hopefully things work out. So what does this mean to you? It means that you're probably going to see my face a couple more times during this whole thing. Maybe I'll do a video every day, because guess what? I have nothing better to do. So I really have no excuse. But it's not going to be very exciting, and so I don't expect many people to watch it. But at least it'll give me something to do every day, and I'm someone who needs to have like kind of a routine. So I'll try to set myself up so that I can maybe pump one out every day or every second day. I don't want to bore you. I got lots of projects I have to work on around the house. I really wish I had something on the bike that I could work on, but I don't. So, I mean, I could put the tank on and I could put the tire on, but, and then what? Just look at it? I think we've talked about enough for today. So maybe I'll just let you go. Say thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, look, here's the other thing I bought for the truck. I got a 2018 Toyota TRD off-road. Short box, 5 foot. Bike does not just fit in a 5 foot box. In my old Toyota, which was a 6 foot box, I could put it in, kind of crank it to the side, shut the gate. But the new one, it's shorter. 4-door. I wanted to have 4-door, so I went with a short box, and I think it looks better. So I bought this, which is a bed extender, and not that I don't need it, but I'm not going to need it like I did going down to Utah. But I'm sure I'll use it for other stuff, which I know I will. So let's end this particular chat the way we began, with Neil, and maybe we'll talk to you later. I hope you all do well. I hope you're all going to be safe. I hope you're doing your best to keep yourself away from large groups, and just do what the people who know best say. I know there's a lot of controversy with ideas about how this should be handled, but that's left up to you, and hopefully things work out for you and your family and your friends and those who you're associated with. But we know there's going to be some rough times ahead. So all the best for you. Anyways, let's close with Neil, and we'll talk to you later. Look at those piercing eyes. Later, Neil.